All right, let's take a quick trip to the not-so-distant future, say 2026. The mortgage world is splitting in two, and it's all because of one single technology. What we're talking about here is really a tale of two brokers, and what makes their worlds completely, and I mean completely, different. And this slide, well, it just paints the perfect picture, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the burnout broker. I bet this feels familiar to a lot of you. You're just drowning in bank statements. Your phone is constantly blowing up with what's the status texts. You're always playing defense. But then, look at the right. You have the bot broker. This person is closing deals from the golf course. Why? Because an AI concierge is doing all the heavy lifting, qualifying leads before they even touch them. So what is it? What's the secret sauce that takes you from being the burnout broker to the bot broker? I can tell you right now, it's not just another fancy app or some simple automation tool. No, this is a massive technological leap forward. And that leap, well, it has a name: Agentic AI. This is something totally different, way beyond the simple triggers and, the zaps that we've all gotten used to. You know what I'm talking about. This is the kind of automation we're all familiar with, right? It's that basic, if this happens, then that happens logic. A lead comes in, boom, an email goes out. And look, it's useful for sure, but it's not intelligent. It can't think, it can't reason, it just follows a simple command. But this is a whole new ballgame. Agentic AI isn't just one simple trigger, it's a whole chain of cognitive tasks. Think about this. It reads and actually understands a complex document like a bank statement. Then it cross-references it against hundreds of pages of Fannie Mae guidelines. Then it thinks, it identifies what's missing, like a 1099 form. And it doesn't just stop there. It then takes action and texts the borrower a direct link to get that specific document. All of that happens without a single human click. This is AI acting like a genuine member of your team. And you might be thinking, okay, this sounds like science fiction, but it's not. It's already happening. Let's look at a real-world example that we're calling the scenario AI revolution. Ah, yes, paperwork purgatory. Every single broker has been here. You're trying to qualify a tricky, self-employed borrower, and that means you're manually digging line by line through a massive 500-page PDF of guidelines, just praying you don't miss one tiny, crucial detail. It is an absolute time-sucking nightmare. So what's the payoff for escaping that nightmare? How about this? More than 7 hours saved on every single loan file. That's not just a little efficiency boost. That completely transforms your capacity to do business. So how on earth does it do that? Well, instead of you doing all that digging, the AI deep searches thousands of loan programs all at once. And here's the kicker. It doesn't just give you an answer. It gives you the answer with citations, pointing you to the exact line in the guidelines so you can verify it in a split second. Your job completely changes. You stop being a researcher and you become a validator. So, what does all this saved time and newfound brainpower actually mean for your business? Well, it all comes down to the ROI, the return on investment. And you need to understand why your cost to originate is quite literally your destiny in this new world. Okay, so the first pillar of this ROI is all about precision. We all know the painful truth. Human error in income calculation is the #1 reason for those incredibly expensive loan buybacks. And AI doesn't get tired. It doesn't misread a number. It calculates with perfect precision every single time, which drastically reduces your financial risk. The second pillar is just pure, unadulterated scalability. I mean, imagine having a digital staff of these AI agents handling 80 to 90% of the entire loan life cycle. Your personal capacity just explodes. You can handle 10 times the volume without ever having to hire a single new person. Think about that. And that brings us to the third pillar. And honestly, this might be the most important one of all. It's freedom. When the AI handles all that paperwork purgatory, you are finally free to become what you were always meant to be, a high-touch advisor. You only step in during those critical moments, the moments of truth, where your human expertise and your advice really matter to the client. So you see, this kind of technology, it doesn't just change what you do, it fundamentally changes who you are as a professional. It's this massive shift from being a paper pusher to becoming something entirely new, a digital architect. This is the new elite in our industry. The top 1% are no longer just brokers. No, they are the designers, the managers of these incredibly intelligent systems. They're building the machine that runs the business, instead of just being another cog inside of it. And that really brings us to the final and most important question. As this technology becomes the new standard, and it will, the choice is becoming clearer every single day. So you have to ask yourself, are you going to continue being a paper pusher? Are you going to evolve and become a digital architect? The choice is yours.